In the season of giving, 13 individuals and groups who give back to our Las Vegas community were highlights of the holiday season.
This is for you guys. Woo! Go Knights, go!
Amongst tough diagnosis and trauma,
Just to know that people out there that we've never really met just care so much about her story and how she's doing. It's amazing. It really is.
they stay resilient, determined, and full of hope.
It makes me feel happy and good inside because I'm helping with all that I can.
Now it's time to show how you stepped up in an incredible way.
We didn't do any of this for any reason, or it was really just because we wanted to do what we thought was best, and that was it. There was no other reasons behind it. So for someone to go out of their way to do this really means a lot to both of us.
To share stories of deserving and selfless people who give without the thought of receiving.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for our 13 Days and Nights of Giving special. I'm Jackie Kostek. Last month, we asked you to nominate people you thought were deserving of some kind of recognition this holiday season. Our goal was to change lives for the better, and the response was incredible. So for 13 days this month, we surprised individuals and families as part of our 13 Days and Nights of Giving. And we could not have done it without the help of our sponsors, the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation, Subaru of Las Vegas, and America First Credit Union. On top of the gifts they received when we surprised them, the recipients were also invited to an event in their honor hosted by the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation. We'll have more on that later, but we begin with a look at some of our incredible recipients. No one asks for tragedy to be brought into their lives, but when tragedy comes, we are often left searching for meaning, a reason why. After surviving 1 October, Mikkel and Ty Sanders wondered why they survived. About a month ago, they got their answer. They were on their way to the first night of the Route 91 festival last year when Ty mentioned to Mikkel that he wanted to get married on September 29th.
It's both of our birthdays is the 29th, and as for my last name is Sanders, or our last name is Sanders, that way I'd never forget.
Said, hey, if you want to get married, then you better get on it, because that's 1 year from today.
2 nights later, they were survivors.
I was like, you better marry me now. We survive anything, you better marry me now.
2 months later, Ty proposed in the couple's backyard, and on September 29th of this year, they said, I do. The trauma of 1 October lingered, though, and Mikkel was left wondering.
You always question, why did you make it out and not other people? What was the reason?
About a month ago, an answer came in the form of 2 little girls. A student in Mikkel's kindergarten class needed a new home. Mikkel and Ty acted fast, and within a week, they were foster parents to a 5-year-old and a 6-month-old.
It's chaos now and crazy because we went from no kids to 2 kids, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. We do love them.
Both Mikkel and Ty believe everything happens for a reason.
Maybe this is why, because someone else knew that there was going to be 2 little girls who needed a home for, even if it's temporary, then they were going to need a good life for the time that you had them. So that's really kind of helped me overcome and get through this.
We had somebody looking out for us that day.
Mikkel's uncle Jim has been looking on in admiration as the 2 young newlyweds have opened not just their hearts, but their homes.
They haven't even received a dime from foster. They're still in the process of getting everything. They didn't care. We want these children. We want them to have a good environment, and it's working, and it's amazing.
Do you think they're going to be surprised?
I think they're going to be really surprised.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
My favorite part. Hello.
I brought a visitor.
How's it going? Hello. Come on out. Hi. My name's Jackie. Hi. Are you Mikkel?
Yes.
Okay, nice to meet you. And Ty?
Yes,
nice to meet you.
You guys are all dolled up. Hi. My name's Jim Seeley.
What's up?
Hi.
So we're here from Channel 13. Your uncle nominated you guys for our 13 Days and Nights of Giving. He said that you're recent newlyweds and you're survivors of 1 October, and that you've recently opened not just your hearts, but your homes to foster children. We'll be helping you with some things that you may need to create a new home space for your kids.
We didn't do any of this for any reason, or it was really just because we wanted to do what we thought was best, and that was it. There was no other reasons behind it. So for someone to go out of their way to do this really means a lot to both of us.
Mikkel and Ty went from no kids to 2 kids in a matter of days. That's because they saw an opportunity to give and did not hesitate. They're just part of the reason why our sponsors, Subaru of Las Vegas and America First Credit Union, wanted to get involved in this year's initiative.
13 Days and Nights aligns perfectly with what the credit union's initiative and outreach programs are. You know, we're always looking for opportunities to make a difference in the areas where we have a presence. You know, whether that's our Employee Greater Good program, whether that's sponsoring local community events, or whether that's, you know, getting people to nominate individuals where we can step in and help and make a difference.
What we're experiencing at this time of year, especially with this Days and Nights of Giving, it dovetails beautifully. I think just having the giving spirit and just, I mean, that's what makes us who we are, what we give, not what we get.
That giving spirit was abundant for our next recipient. 3-year-old Izzy is a Vegas Golden Knights superfan who also happens to be fighting cancer. We hope she captures your heart like she did ours.
If there's one thing Izzy wants to do after beating cancer, it's watch her favorite team play in person. The 3-year-old has spent much of the past year rooting for her home team from a hospital bed as she undergoes round after round of chemotherapy.
She's so strong and determined, and she calls them buggies. So she's determined to get these buggies out of her body.
The particular type of buggies, or cancer, Izzy has is neuroblastoma, caught in April at stage 4. Just last week, she completed her 8th and final round of treatment.
We're getting closer and closer, and I think she can realize it as well, that we're almost done, and that also gives us hope, just knowing that she continues to be strong every day and barely complains about anything that happens to her.
Izzy's size belies her strength. She's resilient, her family optimistic.
Light at the end of the tunnel. That's what gives us hope, is every time that she goes and all the tests look good that she's taking, that's what gives us the hope.
What has also given Izzy's family hope and comfort is the outpouring of love and support they've received from the Golden Knights community, from players to perfect strangers.
We recently, right before this round, went to a little signing, and where she met Marcia So, who's her favorite player, and Riley Smith as well. They sat and they talked with us for a good 20 minutes or so, and they were genuinely concerned about how she's doing and how the progress is going. So really great, really awesome.
Brian Delaney, who's a Golden Knights season ticket holder, heard about Izzy through a friend, and without even meeting in person, reached out to her family to offer tickets to a game as soon as Izzy's up to it. He also nominated her for our 13 Days and Nights of Giving. So along with Delaney and friends from the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation and Subaru of Las Vegas, it was time to surprise Izzy.
We're from Channel 13 and the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation, and you have just absolutely captured the hearts of so many people in Las Vegas, especially the Golden Knights. And we just want to show our support for you. We are with you in this fight. We know you are doing your absolute best and you're fighting this. So we are here for you.
Little teddy bear. Aww. Okay. We got your little jersey. You have one? Well, now you have a couple. Nice little set of PJs or little sweats for you.
I have for you a signed Fleury jersey.
Ooh! Do you like Marc-Andre Fleury? Yeah? Oh, wow.
Guess what? Now they're twins, so they have 2.
Just to know that people out there that we've never really met just care so much about her story and how she's doing. It's amazing. It really is.
To know how much she's inspired people helps us to know just how strong she is, and definitely helps us get through each day, each task, each difficulty, each, success. It makes it all worth it.
And we do have one of those successes to report now. The day after we surprised Izzy, she was able to leave the hospital for the first time in weeks. And we're happy to say that she was able to spend Christmas at home with her family.
Coming up, a Valley teacher gets a lesson in giving she won't soon forget. the heartwarming surprise for the special education instructor, and she's giving it all right back to her students.
I know what these kids need, and I'm so glad that I get the opportunity to help them.
Welcome back to the 13 Days and Nights of Giving special. I'm Jackie Kostek. Julie Brown has only been a special education teacher for 4 years, but she raised a special needs child. She understands what they need. With her students in mind, Mrs. Brown is on a mission to create the ultimate learning center inside her classroom.
In here, this room,
Julie Brown has a vision.
We have all different kinds of jobs: sorting, folding napkins and rolling silverware for like a restaurant work, sorting shoes, which is something we do at Goodwill. News.
The special education teacher understands her students learn best by doing.
Where they're sorting simple colors.
So her dream is to create both work and life skills centers in the classroom.
This room is awesome, but it's not usable. So we use it in the mornings to do our hygiene, to work with the kids doing their grooming. But this whole area here is just unused.
Making use of unused spaces and teaching practical skills like cooking and cleaning in the process.
A place where the kids have an apartment, and they have a kitchenette, and they have places where they can do things that they need to learn every single day. Click your answer.
Brown has a simple goal in mind.
It's all about building independence.
But Brown can't build a life skills center on her own. That's why her coworker Jennifer Davis, who's also a special education teacher, has been applying for grants to help, and why she nominated her friend for 13 Days and Nights of Giving.
The center combines academics, daily living skills, and occupational skills to help teach our students how to live and work in the community.
I love that, and she needs a little bit of help to stock it, right?
She does. There's lots of things we need for this Life Skills Center.
Let's help her out and in turn help the students out, right?
Yep.
Okay, and we've got some special friends with us today. Yes, the Golden Knights crew is here to help the surprise. So let's put our hands in for the surprise real quick, you guys. Surprise on 3. 1, 2, 3, surprise! Are you Mrs. Brown? Yeah, hi! How's it going? Go Knights, go! Go Knights, go! Go Knights, go! Go Knights, go! Are you Mrs. Brown? I am Mrs. Brown. Okay, my name is Jackie Kostek. We're here from Channel 13 and the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation. Your coworker, Jennifer Davis, nominated you for our 13 Days and Nights of Giving. She said that you are an incredible teacher and that you're also investing in a life skills center for your students. And she said you could use a little bit of help getting materials and stocking the Life Skills Center so that it can properly educate all of your students. We are here to support you with the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation and Channel 13.
Brown is not one for the spotlight.
Hey, this is for you guys. Woo! Go Knights, go!
She's not one to ask for help either, but when help comes, she's grateful for it.
This is about the kids, and so for Jen to see what we're doing for the kids and create a atmosphere where they can learn their life skills and their ability to become a member of the community is phenomenal. And for Jen to make this thing happen for us is fantastic.
For Mrs. Brown, it's always been about the kids.
You're done. Great job.
Including her own.
I raised a special needs child, so I get it. I know what these kids need, and I'm so glad that I get the opportunity to help them.
Coming up, never letting a special moment pass you by. We'll show you the importance of 13 Days and Nights of Giving and the inspiration behind each of our recipients' journeys.
When you can impact a young person and give them something that makes them feel special, makes them feel valued, I think you're just adding fuel to the fire on the inside that every single one of us have as a kid, but sometimes those fires go out because they're not fed. And I think it's feeding the fuel of hope and dreams and visions and plans. It's amazing what a little thing can do.
That's an opportunity for us to be able to recognize people who otherwise wouldn't be recognized. And it's through nominations and people in the community who are taking the time, who see an impact that those individuals are making that the general larger public doesn't see, but they see, and they see the impact that they're making.
We're going to help you financially. I know you guys are dealing with a lot of medical bills, and we're also going to make sure that you guys get to go to a Golden Knights game as a family. Yes. Woo, yeah. Yes. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, yeah. No. Oh, yeah, yeah. Go Knights, go! Go Knights, go! Go Knights, go! Go Knights, go! Over the last month, we pulled off 13 big surprises. That meant catching people off guard at work, at the library, public parks, and of course, at home. That's where we found the Zwijak family. Earlier this year, Joe was diagnosed with stage 5 kidney failure. Unable to work, the family has been spending a lot of time together at home, where mom Jessica homeschools their 3 children. And it's moments like this that show what 13 Days and Nights of Giving truly represents. One of our sponsors, Subaru of Las Vegas, says it's more than just giving a donation or a gift to a family in need, but physically helping those who are so deserving.
I do have an ability to tell my business office to cut a check. Let's send some money to this charity or to this cause, and that's a good thing. I want to encourage those that don't do that to do that. But you know what? We have experienced just kind of a revolution in what means most to us here at Subaru of Las Vegas and my staff. This team here, we love engaging with the community, and sure, we'll cut the check, but we want to be the boots on the ground. We want to be the ones that are, shoveling and hugging necks and just meeting needs.
Still ahead on the 13 Days and Nights of Giving special, one small act of kindness can have a big impact. How one school is empowering the next generation. Stay with us.
It's just not about academics in school. It's about becoming just that really good person. And that really good person does acts of kindness.
Our final surprise brought us to Rundle Elementary, a high-need school where many students are homeless and all receive free or reduced lunch. Thanks to America First Credit Union and their long-running Warm the Souls program, with a little help from Subaru of Las Vegas, our day began with outfitting 100 students with brand new shoes.
It's really heartwarming on both sides, because we get employees that come and help us wrap the shoes, and how excited they are to be able to just even come and wrap a few pairs of shoes to help kids. And then at the parties and the delivering of the shoes, and just the gratitude, not only from the kids, but from the parents, and seeing how grateful they are for something, again, as simple as a pair of shoes that most of us take for granted.
The need may be high at Rundle, but the students are empowered. They know they have the power to change the world by simply acting in kindness.
The whole school donated socks to a nearby shelter for people who needed them for the winter.
When it's recess time, instead of going outside to play, I help Miss Sagan, which is my library teacher, to put back books from the go back cart.
When I help all my teachers, in one particular, Miss Sherm, I help her with tablecloths. At recess, I voluntarily help her.
The students of Rundle Elementary School are changing the world, one small act of kindness at a time.
It's just not about academics in school. It's about becoming just that really good person. And that really good person does acts of kindness.
Students don't take a class on kindness. It's not written into the curriculum. It's a value taught by example, each and every day.
It's actually just inbred in the school climate and the culture. So this is something that, as a teaching staff and as a school community and the community around us, we have wanted to instill in our students. So we have just made this part of who we are.
Since the school opened in 1991, kindness has been taught as a way to honor the legacy of its founder.
Richard J. Rundle actually gave his life to save another student. His friend, Eli, he actually pushed him out of the way of a drunk driver, and he, like I said, gave his life to save his friends.
You don't need money, you don't need things. You can change the world with one small act. It's an empowering message for children, especially at Rundle, where many are homeless. All receive free or reduced lunch.
That should be no reason why these students can't be kind, why they can't show acts of kindness and they can't give.
To be able to encourage them in a way where whatever your situation may be, it doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define where you're going.
Ashley Burney has worked with Dr. Reese and the students at Rundle Elementary in her role with the Tyler Robinson Foundation, a nonprofit that raises awareness and money for pediatric cancer. She nominated the principal for our 13 Days and Nights of Giving.
Hey, Dr. Reese, if I were to nominate you for an award, like, what would that look like? What would you dream of? And so she's like, a meal for my kids.
Right here.
So to honor Dr. Reese and the thoughtful young leaders of Rundle Elementary, we acted in kindness, serving a warm holiday meal with a side of festive entertainment.
Let's welcome Vegas Night Cheerleader and Chance out here.
Kindness spreads like the wings of a butterfly.
It's made their year!
And it's contagious.
Thank you. It makes me feel happy and good inside because I'm helping with all that I can.
It makes me feel good because I actually helped someone, and maybe one day I would need help and they would come and help me.
The students are so amazing. Well, the goal of 13 Days and Nights of Giving was to change lives for the better. After we surprised all of our recipients, everyone was invited to a celebration in their honor hosted by the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation. That's where they learned exactly what would be given to them.
There's many great stories in this room.
In January, Dad Joe was diagnosed with stage 5 kidney failure.
You can play hockey!
She just finished her 8th and final round of chemotherapy. After they survived 1 October, they are now fostering these 2 girls. By next week, your girls will be playing on this bad boy. Give it up for Makisha and Kai. Jennifer, Colleen, come on up. Larissa, come on up. Come on down. If you guys want to come up, Coco is his new service dog. Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We are so incredibly grateful for our sponsors, America First Credit Union, Subaru of Las Vegas, and the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation for making this amazing program possible. All 13 stories are posted on our website at ktnv.com. Thank you so much for watching, and from all of us at Channel 13, have a great holiday.
Whether I die tomorrow or next year or in 30 years, I'm determined and I'm on a mission to leave the best legacy I can.
Just knowing that she continues to be strong every day and barely complains about anything that happens to her.
Oh, you changed my life, girl.
I keep on telling her that she's amazing, she's beautiful, she's so sweet, she's our angel.
Look at you!
Are you Mrs. Brown? Yeah, hi! How's it going? The Vegas Golden Knights Foundation is going to be helping you with your vision. You've recently opened not just your hearts, but your homes to foster children. We'll be helping you with some things that you may need to create a new home space for your kids. She said that you have done just an amazing job being her caretaker over the last years.
You're my miracle.
And we just want to show our support for you. We are with you in this fight. We are just here to show our support for you and hopefully help you recover some of what you've lost.
Thank you so much.
Yes. You know, your friend Kim sent in quite a nomination. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. Thank you.